Olive oil has been produced in California for a long time, but not in a significant way. The California producers combined make up less than 5% of the olive oil consumed in this country. So 95% or more of what we consume is imported from overseas. Do I believe California has the land, the resources, the ability to grow fabulous oil to a much larger degree? Yes. We decided to get into it in a much more significant way and produce a quality olive oil on a large enough scale that we could provide California oil to the rest of the nation.
Corto olive oil president Brady Whitlow married into the Cortopassi family, a family whose interest in olives dates back to their roots in Europe.
My wife's grandfather, Amerigo, came to this area, the Lodi area, in the early 1920s from Lucca, Italy. He was a farmer. His oldest son, Dino, took to farming from the time he was a little boy and never gave it up. One of the things that caused us as a family, Dino as a visionary, to say, I'm all in, is a unique method of planting and harvesting olives. We call it vineyard-style planting.
In contrast to traditional European-style groves with large trees, olives here grow in tightly packed rows. This allows closer connection with the fruit. Grape-style harvesters will pull off the olives at the peak of flavor. From there, it's off to milling and into climate-controlled storage tanks.
So after it's pressed, before it gets bottled or boxed, it's got to sit in these tanks for a little bit, huh?
That's right. This is our finished goods, if you will, and it's as important, if not more important, than ensuring we get that fresh oil out of those freshly picked olives. And in these tanks, we blanket the oil with nitrogen so that it's not exposed to oxygen that breaks it down. To us, the most important part here is to keep the oil away from heat, light, and oxygen.
The tanks here stand 4 stories tall. Each contains some 30,000 gallons of olive oil. It sounds like a lot, but it's just a drop in the bucket compared to olive oil production in Europe.
As much as we're growing and enjoying planting more olives, we're still a teeny fraction of the consumption of olive oil in this country.
Just as production is evolving in California's olive oil industry, so too are the steps being taken by the Cortopassi family.
A good analogy for oil today and where we are, we're sort of where the coffee business was 30 years ago, before the advent of Starbucks coffee and big, bold, flavorful coffee. So we've got to convince our growers that this is a good bet, a good future for them. And we're doing that.